Hey guys, and great news, Alex Jones
That's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass first.
has now been unbanned off of formerly known as Twitter, now X, and the left is going absolutely insane right now. In fact, check out this right here. Civil rights lawyer quits X after Alex Jones returns to the platform.
I will eat your ass.
Good riddance. Fine with me on that, right? Let's go even further. Piers Morgan, the Zionist shill, actually did write an article for the New York Post entitled, Elon Musk couldn't be more wrong about Alex Jones. He's not a free speech hero. He is a hate speech monster.
I will eat your ass.
So again, the left and these people that don't necessarily like freedom of speech, they're against freedom of speech. They might say that they're for it, but then turn around and want to crucify somebody for their speech is absolutely hypocritical. Just to put salt into their wounds, Alex Jones announced that he is going to have a new show exclusively on the X platform. If Piers Morgan thought Alex Jones coming back to X was gonna be absolutely horrendous for our society, now Alex Jones is gonna have a daily show on X from 5 to 10 minutes long each day. And he announced it, and guess what? I bet you that also puts a big sting in these lefties' wounds right now.
I will eat your ass.
That's right. So, like I said, guys, Alex Jones is now going to have a show on X. And for us to celebrate freedom of speech for Alex Jones and him being back on the platform and having these conversations, I'm going to leave you with the very first episode of Alex Jones on X. Enjoy the show. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday, December 12th, 2023, and it is in the evening, and we are sending a special report that is premiering exclusively here on X. What an incredible 3 or 4 days we've seen where Elon Musk had the big poll, 70% of the people voted to reinstate us. I did a 2.5-hour spaces with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and General Flynn and so many other amazing people. We talked about the New World Order, the globalist plan to depopulate us. I asked Elon Musk, what should the name of the resistance be? And he was like, I'm not sure. And I said, how about Team Humanity? He agreed. This is epic, ladies and gentlemen. This is an incredible time to be alive. So I've been on air 29 years, and I have my syndicated radio show weekdays, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central at Infowars.com/show. And it's on radio stations around the country. But following the footsteps of Tucker Carlson, I want to launch Alex Jones 2.0, Alex Jones on X. So most days, I'm talking about 7 days a week. Sometimes I may be at home, I may be on the road. A lot of times I'll be here in studio like I am now. I'm going to shoot 5 to 15-minute reports. I'm never going to make them longer than that, or at least most of the time. So I'll have a special guest. And I'm going to come in here after my daily show, after everything's happened, and boil it all down to 5 to 15 minutes. And tonight's going to be quick. I want to just hit a few of the big stories that are out there. But I first just wanted to make the announcement. If you want to get exclusive breaking news and analysis that obviously Big Brother and the Deep State doesn't want you to have, the place to get it, and the place to get it right when it comes out, is Real Alex Jones on Twitter. Then if you want to find the full show and the other great InfoWars shows like Owen Schroyer, former political prisoner, now out of prison after he was sent to jail for his free speech, and of course the great Harrison Smith and so many others, simply go to Infowars.com/show. But original, hard-hitting news and analysis, I'm planning to go 7 days a week, I already do basically, will be now found here at X as long as we're able to continue to do this. Now, before I hit a few of these news items tonight, I want to just express to everybody how blessed I am and how thankful I am to all of you, not just across America, but around the world, who stood up for me in the last 5 years of my deplatforming, because you understood the precedent was being set to take everybody else offline, and that's happened. And except for Rumble and places like InfoWars and now X to a great extent, there are no other open and free platforms. And as Elon Musk has said, we're like back to the internet 5-6 years ago, where unless it's illegal, hacking or stalking or illegal porn, unless it's illegal, it is free to go here on X, so we don't have to be self-censored. Now, remember what happened with Big Pharma. They lied to us about the origin of the virus. They lied to us about therapeutics. They lied to us about the efficacy of the experimental gene therapy that really wasn't even a vaccine. We're all vindicating. And the fact is, there's a global mass awakening, the Great Awakening, happening right now. But the deep state is going to strike back. So the first thing I wanted to hit was Zelensky of Ukraine is here in the United States right now. And Zelensky is demanding $106 billion more from Congress. But even the Drudge Report ran the headline, Z for defeat, Biden aid package risks collapse, Ukraine on cusp of losing war. I want to be 100% clear. I'm not on the Russian side. I'm not on the Ukrainian side. I'm on the side of not having nuclear war and truth and peace. And NATO knew when this all started almost 2 years ago in February, so just it'll be a 2-year anniversary in about 2 months, that Russia, one of the biggest militaries in the world and a nuclear power, was always going to defeat Ukraine, even if NATO was backing them. And that's why Lloyd Austin, the Secretary of Defense, famously said, oh, we don't care, we win either way, we're going to erode and hurt the Russians. Even the New York Times admitted, the only group that really loses here is the Ukrainian people and the conscripts. And that video that came out a few weeks ago of the woman in Ukraine singing to the new recruits, and their average age was over 60 years. And they looked like men who were at their own funeral. This is so incredibly sad. We knew 4 or 5 months ago that the offensive had failed, but the corporate media would call you a Russian agent if you exposed it. So incredibly sad. So now all these mainstream news headlines are admitting that Ukraine is losing, but saying it's Zelensky's fault. And I don't like Zelensky. He plays the piano with his penis and does all the, weird homoerotic, dancing on TV. But that's not why I really dislike him. It's the fact that he's outlawed the Orthodox Church. He's outlawed his political rivals, including liberal parties like his. Even the mayor of Kiev, who's anti-Russian, has come out and said he's worried Zelensky is establishing a dictatorship worse than even what the Ukrainians say Putin has established. So the big takeaway here is we had Biden 2 weeks ago, Lloyd Austin over the weekend, and the Secretary of State over the weekend, and a bunch of members of Congress, both Republican and Democrat. We got a warmongering problem on both sides. This is nonpartisan tyranny. Saying that if you don't give us more funding, we're going to have to send U.S. troops, sons and daughters, to die in Ukraine because Putin's about to attack other countries with no evidence of that, ladies and gentlemen. And if you know the whole history, even globalists have bragged on CNN, like George Soros and Fareed Zakaria famously, that they overthrew the Ukrainian government 9 years ago. They started the proxy war on Russia's doorstep. That doesn't say Putin's perfect, he's certainly not. But this is craziness. And you remember a year ago in December, Biden said we can't send tanks and F-16s to Ukraine because if we do, on the threat escalation, that's World War III. But then people like Sean Penn came out and said, oh, what's wrong with nuclear war? That's okay, we can't take that off the table. So now a year later, we're told direct war, direct nuclear war, and we're being held hostage by this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a load of crap and is incredibly dangerous, and it needs to stop now. And Zelensky's saying, hey, don't worry about your border security, because the Republicans have said, we'll give you the funds for the war, just secure the border. Like, no, you don't get your border. We get money for the Ukrainian war. So the truth is all coming out. Is this the end of Zelensky? Well, it should be the end of the warmongers that pushed us into this situation. And that moves us on to the different operations that they're now hyping up. Obama's new TV show just came out yesterday that he produced on Netflix. And we'll play a few clips of it. But they literally have black people saying, we can't trust white people anymore. And the whole show is about a race war between whites and blacks during a cyber attack that cuts off the power and communications. And if you look at Klaus Schwab and the deep state, they have been obsessed saying they're going to use power outages and cyber attacks to bring in their tyranny. And if you go back to 2007, when Lou Dobbs was on CNN, he got secret documents out of Banff, Canada, at a North American Union secret meeting, where they said we're going to use the threat of unknown viruses, migrants flooding in with open borders, and we're going to use the threat of cyber attacks to bring in global government. And now they're using all of those threats to get us to sign onto these UN treaties, like the new UN medical treaty that we have public copies of, that says it takes over the sovereignty of your country and your medical care and even your own personal body. So we'll play a few clips from this new Obama production, and we'll be right back.
I need to think everything's gonna be okay.
Everything is gonna be okay, isn't it?
We are seeing ongoing cyber attacks across the country.
Something is happening, and I don't trust them.
Everything I know, I have told you.
I don't believe you.
I would do anything to protect my family. What you do is your business.
I'm asking for you to remember that if the world falls apart, trust should not be doled out easily to anyone, especially white people. Even Mom would agree with me on that.
Whatever it is, it's happening to all of us.
I just want to know, what is the truth?
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison.
Again, tonight is just an announcement that I'm going to start doing special reports every evening exclusively on X. And very soon, we're going to be doing live reports here. And I said usually it'll be 5 to 15 minutes, but sometimes if there's breaking news, and I've got a special guest remote or in person, we may do extended transmissions as well. That's why it's important for all of you that want to have unfiltered information, who want an alternative view from the dinosaur media and the globalist, to get everybody you know and those you don't know to sign up for our free Twitter feed, now X, at Real Alex Jones, because you're an adult. You have a right to watch and listen to what you want. And I don't want you to believe me about what we just covered here. I want you to do your own research, because when you do your own research, you're going to find out I'm not just telling you the truth, but it's far more crazy than I've even told you. Remember the last few years, the New York Times and others have said, the danger of doing your own research. Don't do your own research. Remember Jacinda Ardern, who's now the head WEF, UN, Global Truth Police, Thought Police, Ministry of Truth head. She said during the lockdowns in New Zealand, she said, don't trust anybody but me. I'm your only source of truth. If anybody tells you that, your husband, your wife, your pastor, your doctor, you got somebody trying to put you in a cult. All right, that's it for this first salvo here exclusively on X. It's really just an announcement. I want to thank all of you for your support. I want to thank Tucker Carlson. I want to thank Jack Posobiec. I want to thank Mark Dice. I want to thank the countless people that stood up for me over the years when so many others didn't. I want to thank the crew and the great job they've done. And I want to encourage all the viewers, again, to understand InfoWars and myself, Alex Jones, has become a focal point and an archetype of populism and free speech. And if the deep state and establishment is able to demonize me and shut me down, they think they've beaten you. But we've got a real shot here at restarting the economy, having global peace, and launching a new renaissance. That's why I've written the new book, The Great Awakening, The Plan to Defeat the Globalists and Launch the Next Great Renaissance. All right, that's it for this first installment of The Real Alex Jones here on Twitter. God bless, and I'll see you soon.
On March 6, 2001, Alex Jones first predicted the September 11th attack on the World Trade Center.
You've got an element of the FBI and these war game scenarios where they can remote control a 747 and they're going to crash it into the World Trade Center.
While other networks lie to you about what's happening now, InfoWars tells you the truth about what's happening next. Visit Infowars.com/show and share the link today.